A couple years ago, we were in Ohio, and we went over to Mansfield, and we visited the Shawshank prison, or the Ohio State Reformatory. It's no longer in operation, but anybody that has seen Shawshank Redemption will recognize this prison. Coming down the lane there, you'll see that in the opening scene of the movie. But we lived around there for most of our lives, and was up there visiting. So we decided to go over and take a tour of it. It's kind of an open tour. They just let you go, and you can go all over the prison there. But it's a really cool spot. It looks like an old castle. We used to see it all the time driving down Route 30 over by Mansfield, Ohio. And seen it, but never been over to it. Since we've been away, I've been away for almost 20 years. Come back up there and decided, hey, let's take a trip and go over to that. It was very interesting. If you're ever in the Ohio area, I would encourage you to take a tour of the old Mansfield Reformatory. There's a new one right behind it that they built, is in operation today, but this one's been out of service for quite a while now. There's me standing in front of the, that's where the warden's office was, and you can go right up in there and take a tour. You can see the warden's office. Part of it's been refurbished, and some of it is in disrepair. They don't heat the building in the wintertime, so a lot of the paint will be peeling off. But this part here is a dining room that was refurnished, and there's the warden himself. It's kind of nice. They just kind of let you roam around all the different rooms. And this was one of the bathrooms of the warden's quarters. His family lived right there on the in the prison. Would you imagine living inside of a prison? It'd be kind of eerie. The whole building's an eerie building. They have haunted tours in the around Halloween time. And there's the entrance into the prison. This is the warden's quarters, looking out the window, and there's Red himself. He was standing there waiting on us. I got a chance to take my picture with Red. This is the bathroom in the warden's quarters. Very interesting architecture to this building. This is, if you remember, where they were getting their parole. This is the actual room where they did that in the scene in the movie. You'll notice those steps where they went up and down it a few times in the movie in several scenes. It had built-in cabinetry inside a lot of the rooms inside there. This is the school where the prisoners would go to school at. Looking out the front to the entrance. You can see the paint peeling on the walls. That's due to no heat in the winter time. This is Brooks' room. They actually shot that scene where Brooks was in the apartment. Brooks was here. They shot it right here at the prison. Different scenes was shot in different areas, but they shot a lot of it right here in the prison. And there's Brooks' room with his bed. And he decided not to stay anymore. Looks like they've done some plumbing refurbishing in it. That one kind of needs a lot of work. This is the chapel, or when you've seen the scene in the movie where they were watching movies, and I think it was Rita Hayworth did the flip with her hair. That's where that was filmed, right there in the chapel. Again, there's a lot of the furniture still there, and now we're going back into the prison area itself. Pretty eerie. I just could not imagine living in these conditions. It might have been a little better, painted up better, because the paint is falling off, but I think there was 3 stories. In the tiers, the prison cells were actually on the inside. If you notice in the movie, the cells were on the outside, so some of the movie was shot in Hollywood. There's me imagining what it'd be like, and smiling when I decided I'm not in there. This is what a cell looked like. 2 men per cell. Pretty tight. Not much room to move around in there. Long corridor on down to your cell. This is the library right here. And these winding staircases went all the way down between each tiers. Just can't imagine living life like this. This was your home. If you were convicted of some crime, this is where you lived. I believe this was solitary confinement. And this is a shower. Hey, don't drop your soap. Everybody needs a friend. I don't think I'd want that kind of a friend. This is just an empty torrent with a stool sitting in it. It was interesting. I think these were guard stations. This is the east cell block. In the scene where Andy crawled through the sewer pipe to freedom. The tunnel was an actual prop they used, and inside it, that was chocolate pudding. It wasn't poop. Yeah, this is solitary here. These had like block cells. They were a little bit nicer than some of the other cells. It was in a different wing, if you can call living in prison nice. This was the main central area where all the commands was taking place. And there's Andy himself. Andy was really quite tall. Look at Sue. These are actual size. And there's old Sparky. When you did crimes that deserved the death penalty, Ohio used to use old Sparky. He traded some cigarettes. Sue took a rest here. Just around the corner, old Sparky was setting. I hope you enjoyed this little slideshow of the Mansfield Reformatory and the Shawshank Redemption. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.